Hello everyone, Argsy here. Welcome along to Hanna, Indiana, our normal multiplayer series with the Farm Sim Guy, which has felt a little bit more like a single player series lately. The Farm Sim Guy's been too busy living the dream. He's been over at PAX East this weekend and left me to tidy up things here from our, well, less than efficient, less than organised and less than well run corn harvest that we had a week or so ago. So we're going to take care of that. There's not that much actually left down there. There's only a couple of rows left. We've got the truck here, we've got a grain cart, combine's full, there's some corn left in that grain cart, and the other truck is on its way down to the yard to get emptied out. In fact, it's probably not far away from coming back, so we'll just keep an eye out for that. But the plan is to get this all finished off. Now, I'm not going to worry about running multiple combines, I'm not even going to worry about running auto drive or anything like that because there's so little corn down there. We're going to head down, take the empty grain cart, can't remember which one that is, but we'll empty that, go take that down, go and empty the combines out, and then we'll come back and get everything all taken over to the yard. Once we've done that, we'll take a look at the spraying we need to do. We've got 2 fields of weeds that need tackling, and if time allows, we might even grab the semi, head on over to the feed mill and get some pig food delivered down to the pigs because they're all out, so we need to make sure that they are all up and fed. Speaking of the truck, here it comes now. So we'll get everything up and moving, and we'll keep getting this field finished. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to work on getting this grain cart emptied out and getting the other combine all emptied out. That might actually almost, it won't be enough for the truck, but at least we'll be in a position where we can get this truck moving a little bit further. So we'll get this one emptied out, and then we can take this grain cart down the fence a little bit faster than the Versatile running around in the fields. So this will probably be a better choice for us to take down there. So that's all done. Now we'll go and jump into the New Holland, put that into position, and go and get that to empty out into the trucks as well. And then we'll head on down and go and get the 2 class combines emptied out. And then we're going to jump in one of those and finish off the last few rows. Like I said, I think there's only about 4 rows left. We left it though like that last time because we were just at a point where everything was at a standstill. It was all congested and blocked up, and we kind of both had enough at that stage, so that's why I'm now here in this position tidying things up. But anyhow, it is what it is. So we'll carry on, get this one here emptied out, and then we'll be down to the other end of the field and finish doing the harvest. So we made it down here to the combines with the Fendt. We're in here getting this one emptied out. I think this is one FSG was running last time. You can see the one we've got is full as well. But we do only have, I think there is literally half a pass here, a full pass and another half pass or less than there. A little bit just up the top there, and then literally 1 pass over on the other side, which is where the worker was operating. So we should be able to get that all into one combine. So we'll get this one emptied out, get it out of the way, and then we'll be able to go. There it is, all emptied out. In fact, while this is doing this, we might as well get it all folded up. Gotta wait until the auger's back in before we can fold the combine. So we'll get that all folded up and leave that parked there. And we'll go and get the other one emptied out, and that'll be our combine we'll run and finish the rest of the field off with. And there we are, the second combine unloaded and emptied and ready to go. So we're just going to carry on, quickly set up a little GPS course. Should be pretty much aligned and ready to go. There's not too much to do. Get that all set up on the line, should be able to press start, and there we are, that is all locked in and loaded. So like I said, not too many rows here left to do. We'll just quickly time lapse our way through the field, get everything finished off and tidied up, and then we'll be able to have a final tally on exactly how much corn we've ended up with. So we'll see you in just a little bit. Well, I'm going to call that field done. I know there's a few little bits and pieces like what we can see here in front of us and in the corners, but it's as good enough as done. for me, so we're just going to wrap things up there. We will go and get this little bit over here in the corner, seeing we're this close, but we're not going to go around all the other corners and get it all picked up. It would probably only equate to a few litres, few 100 litres maybe, so not a huge amount in the scheme of things. But nice to get that knocked out. That is all our corn harvest finished. Our first actual corn harvest on the farm. We've obviously done some more, but our first of the crops that we'd planted and nurtured and got to this point, so that's pretty exciting. So we'll get everything folded up and we will head on back actually, because I reckon that grain cart was too full to get another 8,000 litres into, so we might as well just run the combine over to the truck. We'll dump this straight in there, then we'll come back and get the grain cart, and then we'll be able to relocate all the equipment back to the yard. Corn headers are finished for the season, so they can be washed off. Combines still have some soybeans to harvest, so we'll take care of that, and then we'll be able to move on to some spraying. Well, I wasn't far off saying that this grain cart was close to full, 97%, 51,500 litres, so only room for a few thousand litres more. Definitely no room for what we had left in the combine, but we'll just get this pulled up here. Make sure we're getting that spout in instead of going out the other side. There we go, we'll get things up out of the way a little bit too, so we can let the other truck go past. There we go, that one must be full. So it should drive off and head over to the farm and start unloading, and we've ended up too far away from this one. So let's see if we can correct that. No. All sorts of disasters. This is just a carry on of what we had going on earlier. Let's see if we can back up and get this in the right spot this time. There we go. Unloading. And we'll get the rest done. Now I'm going to make use of auto drive to take all of this equipment back over to the farm and get it all stored away, put away, give it a clean, and I'll wrap things up for today. Now we're not going to do the spraying tonight because it's going to start getting dark very soon. You can already see lights on and it is starting to fade a little bit, so we don't want to be going out and spraying when that is the case. So here we are, last little bit of grain out of the grain bin into the truck and off to the silos. Alright, we've sent the truck on the way, the tractor is there, we've put that onto a course to get it back over to the farm, so we'll go through and do the same with all the rest of the equipment and get it all back over there. Then we'll be able to see exactly how much corn we've ended up with. So we've got everything back, looks like we've got a bit of a traffic jam up there in front of us with the combines and that all queuing up, so that's alright, we'll get that all tidied up, sorted out and put everything where we need to, get it all put away, and then we'll be all good to rest for the evening before we get into the spraying tomorrow. So we've got all the trucks, grain carts and tractors put away, and we've got a lineup here. 3 combines with some rather filthy corn headers which need washing. We're mainly going to focus on just getting these corn headers cleaned off and put away because, like I said earlier, we're not going to need them again anytime soon. We are going to have to convert the combines back over. We do have soybeans which will need to be done sometime soon, so we'll have to make sure we get everything changed over that needs to get changed over in the inner workings of the combines. But we're just going to race through, get this all cleaned off, and then we're going to go and enjoy the sunset, and we'll catch you tomorrow in time to do some spraying. Well, welcome back to another day on Hanna, Indiana. Now, I didn't check before, have a look at how much corn we have in the grain dryer, but let's go and take a look right now. So there you go, you can see we've got 824,000 litres more or less of corn in there. Now we do need to get some propane, we don't have any of that yet to be able to convert that into dried corn, so we want to make sure we can do that to maximise our profits. And don't forget, we do have the feed mill, and well, we've already got 174,000 litres of pig food and still 100,000 litres of corn to process there. The beauty of that is it actually processes and manages to magically convert 150 litres of corn into 200 litres of pig food. So that's a win-win there. So we've still got quite an amount of pig food to be manufactured. Now, the one issue we do have, we can't actually extract corn out of here. We can only get dried corn, and dried corn doesn't go into the feed mill. So we've kind of dug ourselves a little bit of a hole there. The only way we can make feed is with corn. So hopefully that's going to be enough for our pigs. Of course, taking a look at the pigs there, we're stuck at 75% reproduction because their health's no good, and that is our own fault for not giving them any food. So we need to get down there and get them fed today. So that is one task, as is taking care of weeds. And if we just have a look here at the map, field 12 and field 31, which we planted a couple of episodes ago, they have barley in them. They need to be taken care of and get the weeds all tackled in. So we're going to go and pull out the sprayer. We'll have to check how much herbicide we've got in the truck trailer. I can't remember if there is any left over in that. And otherwise, we may have to go and buy some. In fact, we might be able to just go over and have a look here and see if there's a sight gauge or somewhere on the side of the tanks that will tell us. Plenty. 8,000 litres of herbicide. So we've got more than enough. We'll just have to hook the truck up to it so we can get it pumping. Pumps on this side though, so we won't even need to move it. So we'll go grab a truck, get that hooked up, we'll go and grab the sprayer, bring it over, top it off, and then we'll go and get started on some spraying. So of course, the silver lining of FSG not being here, I get the pleasure of driving the 4830 again and getting some weeds sprayed. Absolutely love this sprayer, just looks so good sitting up here on these tracks. Nice and comfy, and it just gets the job done. Of course, using the Set and Spray technology as well, tends to go through a little less herbicide than normal, but unfortunately these weeds in these two fields are pretty much blanketed. So I think if we just pull up there beside the truck, we've already got the pump turned on, but I think we have to hop into the truck to be able to overload. And there you go, you can see we're getting that start overload, so we'll let that go until we've run out. There we are, all out of herbicide, so we should be able to. In fact, we'll turn the engine off. Don't want to leave that running and using diesel. Pop back around here, head up the ladder, jump back into this, and there you go, we are full. 3,781 litres. So we'll go around the corner, we'll go and head out into the field out the back, and get ourselves set up and start doing some spraying. So we'll get the booms all unfolded. We've moved down to a part of the field where there's no obstructions, no risk of opening it and whacking into anything, which is probably a good thing. We don't want to be knocking a boom off or anything like that. And then we can adjust our alignment. Now, of course, with the shape of this field, we're not going to be able to use GPS down all the edges. We'll have to manually drive that, but we will set it as we go down here because I know this is probably one of the widest points, so we're pretty actually good just about there. Are we far enough across to get the edge? Not quite. Come across a little bit more. I don't mind overlapping a little bit into the field verge. Well, there we go. Let's turn that on there. Let's see how we go. A little bit closer. Move over a little bit more. Don't know whether it's the angle, but I feel like we're not getting any closer to the field edge. But there we go. Right, let's try and see if we can set up a little bit of a GPS course there. Now, as we said in the last video I did this in, you can see we are getting a spray animation. I think the main issue is the speed that we travel at just doesn't work with the server refresh rate. So when I'm going slow like this, it's okay. You can see we're getting a little bit of spraying, but not all of it. When we go too fast, it just disappears, and I think that is just an issue with the refresh rate with the servers playing on a multiplayer server. So hopefully if I turn my lines on, we've got everything set up perfectly there. Just going to slow down into the corner, make sure we don't whack into any trees. I think I've left that turn just a little bit too late, so we'll just be able to back up there. And you can see those weeds are all dying off and looking very, very brown, so that is good. Everything's working as it should. So we're just going to carry on here, race through this field and get it all sprayed. So sit back, relax, we'll catch up with you once we're finished. On my eyes, the only good weed is a dead weed, and we have got plenty of them. The fields are just covered in brown dead weeds all over the place. We've chewed through some herbicide as well. I think the truck had, what, 7,500 litres in it, and we had 1,800 or so in the sprayer when we started, so we've now only got 1,800 left, and the truck is empty, so we must have used about 7,500 litres of herbicide. Definitely see the benefit of having the spot weeds for precision farming and the See and Spray technology, because you do use a lot less herbicide. I don't know why we've ended up with this sort of blanket of weeds across this map, or at least across these fields. We had the spot weeds in the other ones. I don't know whether it was a timing thing or what the story was, but it is what it is. It's what we've had and what we've had to deal with, and we've got rid of them. So that is a positive. Now we're going to head back up to the yard. We'll go and pack this up. Probably give it a wash off first. Need to be more diligent at doing that. And then we're going to go and grab one of the semis, head on over to the feed mill, grab some food in the bulk feed trailer that's over there, and head on down to the pigs, get them fed, and get them back to being happy and healthy. Well, it's not too dirty, but the main thing is making sure we get rid of all that herbicide off the nozzles and boom, and any that might have ended up on tyres, and, well, we don't have many tyres on this, do we, but tracks and anything else that could contact another crop if we head in somewhere else. So we'll just take care of that. Got most of it on this side. We'll shoot around the other side and get it as well, and then we'll go over and grab. I think we're going to take the Mac with us because it's on the spray trailer. We don't need it on the spray trailer, so we'll get it back off there and go and take it over to the feed mill. So we've come down here. We're hooked up to this bulk feed trailer now. I haven't used this yet. It's the first time, and I think when we come in through here, this is where we can fill up with food. I'm not even sure we have to open a hatch, whether this top rail, the whole thing across there opens, or exactly how we fill it up. Oh, there we go. It does have a trigger. So I think we pull in about there, and we can see we can get some pig food put in a little bit further to be in the right spot for the animation. There we go. Let's just see how much this takes. It must take a fair amount. We've only 15,000 litres and we're only 20% full, so what's 5 times 15? 75,000 litres of food in this trailer. It's a fair amount to haul all the way over there, but we might as well take as much as we can, do it in one trip, and then get the pigs as full of food as we can as well. And there we are, full, 79,000 litres even, so even more than I thought. Right, let's see how we go hauling this, because that would weigh a fair amount, all that ground up corn and everything like that that goes into the pig food. And let's head on back down to the other side of the map, go over and get the pigs fed, see how this all works. There is you can see an auger there which should spin out, and we should be able to pivot it up to the top of the silos over there. If you remember last time we tried to feed the pigs, we had to get the conveyor down there, a little auger down there, and use that. So hopefully this will avoid having to do any of that carry on. So we'll meet you over there. So just about down here at the pigs, we've got this narrow little bridge to negotiate. I was just thinking we better make sure we've slowed down enough. I know that this truck is not the best braking under a heavy load, but there we go, first time. And while we're at it, check out our canola field in there. That crop's looking very nice. Now of course we didn't have to spray this because we had ploughed the field. And of course ploughing means you won't get any weeds, which is nice. So we haven't had to come down here and tackle anything like that. So we're going to head in here now. I think this unfolds on the left hand side, so I think we'll go in, we'll do a U-turn, face back out of the driveway, and try and see about getting this all into the silos. This is going to be interesting. Alright, so we've just got parked up here. Now I think we can use our, well, I'm using my controller, but you can see there, I've got that raised up and then out on an angle like that, and we're going to have to figure out where we need to be to get this to reach. I don't think we're quite close enough, so we might just have to carefully, oh, gone the wrong way, no collision on it fortunately. If we just go a little bit further along, try and spin it across, and hopefully we'll get into a spot where we're pretty much over there. There we go, start overloading pig food. So we'll get that into a little bit more of an accurate position. It's a little bit skew off. I sort of feel like it should go the opposite ways to what it does, but there we go. Let's turn that on. Start overloading. Well, that's not quite wanting to work. There we go. We weren't quite right on the trigger. Well, there we go. We've got our pig food coming out, going roughly into the top of the silo. There we go. That looks a bit better, doesn't it? In fact, we'd probably, in reality, it would, I imagine, be pretty much down on top of it. Kind of like that. See if we can get into a better spot. There we go, look at that. Just like I bought one. And there we go, we're throwing all of that in there, so we've almost got rid of all of it into the pig food. So we'll go and have a look in just a second, make sure our pigs are looking much happier. And there we go, 79,000 litres of food in there. It hasn't even filled them halfway. So I'm assuming we could probably fit 2.5 of these in there. But that's not bad. It should last us a wee while. So I'm looking forward to this health bar going all the way up to green and this reproduction kicking back in, because once they start actually breeding, that is when we're really going to get some benefit out of these. I think when they were healthy, they had a value up around $400 as well. So certainly a chance to really get some pigs in here, get some growing from piglets that we can fatten up and sell, because other than the cost of the food, which we've had to input, we haven't had to pay for anything else once they've bred. So that could be a good money maker for us as well. So we'll figure out our way back, make sure we get everything all folded back down, and we are going to head on our way back to the feed mill. But I think that is enough food for now. I think that is a perfect place to wrap up this episode. We'll be back next week with FSG. Not quite sure what we'll be doing. I have a feeling we'll either be into the soybeans, so we'll be forward a little bit further, maybe into November, getting some soybeans harvested, or we'll get a couple of big tractors out and a couple of plows and get those cornfields all worked down, ready for planting next season. So as always, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you've all enjoyed that episode, and I'll catch you in the next one.